Hi, it's time for the annual how to make your own storm windows from your own household screens. Of course, this requires a few things, and there's a picture coming up real soon that'll show you what you need. You can use a hair dryer if you want to, or a heat gun like I have, and this works best on interior screens. These happen to be awning windows, but casement windows have these as well, and possibly others. You can do this on the exterior, but you need a different window kit with heavier plastic. It costs a little bit more money, not much more, but today we're going to show you how to do it on these. I've done this before, but I thought I'd make an updated video for it. And you're going to put them, see, the lock is right here. That just latches it in. You put it in at the bottom, push it up, latch it, and that's what holds the screen in. And the upright windows, sometimes they'll just have tabs in a couple of places, but essentially where you want the plastic is on the opposite side of the lock, because you want to have access to that when you're done, so you can push the window in there. If you cover it with plastic, you won't be able to use it. Seems pretty simple, but I've even forgotten to do that sometimes. I just wanted to remind you all of that. So we're going to get started here, and this way, with two cameras that I have set up now, we'll get a little bit better picture of this. I have made a video of this before and people really liked it, but I thought I'd update it with a little bit better visibility and more resolution, so you can really see what's going on. So let's get started. I set up the heat gun here, and I'm going to open this package. Probably going to use the whole thing, so I'm just going to shred it. These come different brands of these and different sizes. I bought fairly good size one because I have a lot of windows to do. You can buy this if you're doing a whole bunch of them. You can buy this stuff on rolls, but it gets to be a little pricey doing it that way, and you have to have a lot of windows. I mean, a lot of windows. And if you have that many, maybe you want to think about getting new windows. But I like single edge razors for doing this, because you can get down, they're much sharper than box knives. These are definitely safer. So if you're more comfortable, use one of these. It works just fine. But I like to get closer slices, and you can actually make steeper angles with these. They come wrapped in this little piece of cardboard so you don't cut yourself on them. Still used in wallpapering and trades like that. So there's the window all set up. I took the luxury of cleaning the whole thing off before I started. And the mystery, whenever I open one of these, is they say it's 84 by 110, but is it 110 this way or that way? And honestly, I don't know. I've never figured it out. So I'm just going to start by laying out the rough dimensions here. You don't want to cut it exact. You want to get close so you don't waste a lot, but a little overhang is fine. Then we take our razor blade here, cut that. It's important to make sure your blade is sharp, otherwise it just tears through the material and makes a mess. So put that aside for now, and we'll unfold it. The trick to this is making sure you got it completely unfolded. Sometimes you think you're done unfolding it, and it's actually still got two layers together. It's very thin stuff. It's important also to have a clean work surface large enough to do what you're doing. You could do this on a kitchen table too, as well. Just be careful with the heat, because if the kitchen table is veneer, it can damage the veneer on the table and make the glue let go and lift. Now that looks like it's complete, right? But check it out. It's not. There's still a lot. It's like twice that size. It was doubled up. I've actually bought these that have been on the shelf so long, the plastic is crinkly. If you start opening this and the plastic tears really easily, I suggest you bring it back to the store you bought it at. It was obviously old inventory. It's been sitting around too long. Or it sat in heat or some bad climate that wasn't good for it. That's a lot of stuff right there. So what I'm going to do is hang it off the other side so I don't step on it down here in front of me. And I think I'm going to take that extension cord off of there because it's in my way. Give that the heave ho for now. So now that I've got that kind of oriented the way I want, and pull that out of the way. You could put the tape on first if you wanted to. You do it in which order works for you. I had a discovery there I needed to make. All right, so I have some leftover tape. This tape, if you store it well, lasts a really long time. This is from last year. The kit itself comes with enough supposedly to do the entire, the whole package. And you can buy it just as separate rolls. You know, if you happen to make mistakes and wind up needing more, you can go buy it. You don't have to buy another whole kit. So I just started at the corner over here, like that. Run your finger along it so that it sticks really good along the whole length. Take your knife and slice it. And just repeat that process. Make sure you get it right up there on the edge, tight to the other piece. Pull it so it's tight and it stays straight and doesn't curve. Like that. Take your razor blade and cut it. Just keep going until you get the window done. It's pretty simple, really. I should have put my other glasses on. I can't see so good. I'll get this done. Cut it. See how a nice sharp blade just goes right through it. You don't want to be hacking at it. A dull tool will hurt you faster than a sharp one. It really will. Do that. Ooh. See, I ran out of tape. It's not a big deal. Just take it as far as it'll go. Take your knife and slice it. Be careful you don't slice your screen though. Just takes patience to do this more than anything, and a little bit of skill. This looks like a little bit different, a narrower gauge of tape than that one, but it doesn't matter. I probably used it on a bigger window and it's left over. Stop there. And do that. All right, so that's done. So what I like to do, I gotta drag this over the top I'm going to peel this off first so that I can get a good edge and stick it along here. So let's do that and see how it works. Hold on, I am going to get my other glasses on. Okay, now that I can see what I'm doing, we're back. Just don't hurry. If you peel this really fast, sometimes it's not well adhered to the frame and you'll actually pull the tape right off. This is in two pieces just because of what we just saw before in the previous part of the video. And pull that off like that. There. Then we will find the end of this again. Once again, I just want to make sure it's a single sheet. It feels a little funny. Always check. All right, it's just a little slippery. It feels like soap today. All right, so try to drag your fingers down either edge to keep it in line as you go. Oop. There's a piece of dog hair on there. All right, find the edge, find that edge. Pull it reasonably tight, make sure it sticks in a couple places so it won't let go. Check your center to make sure it's lined up on the edge just like the ends. If you pull it tight, most of the time, if the frame is straight, it'll come out fine. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is all going to shrink anyway. But you want to do the best job you can up front. And just push the edge down to make it tight right there. All right. So now, you can do it with the whole sheet attached, like that. But you want to pull this back and do one side. Get that off of there. Same process as the bottom, you just pull it out, reasonably tight and straight. Just press down on that, like that. Same thing over here. If you want, you can cut this long piece off and just work with the smaller piece. Really doesn't matter. It's whatever you're most comfortable with. Doesn't want to peel from there, so I'll try the other end. There we go. All right. Same process. Pulling it tight with your fingers, stretching it left and right and out at the same time, and kind of roll it over the edge just a tiny bit and get your fingers on there. Check the middle. All right, so now we have three sides. Came out pretty good. And now I'm gonna roll this back. Just enough to get it off of there. Take this off. And I'll probably regret not cutting it too. You watch. But like I say often in my videos, is sometimes the videos where you make mistakes, they're more helpful than the ones where everything comes out perfect. In some of the YouTube videos you see, the people do such nice work. It almost feels intimidating to try doing what they're doing. But I can assure you, everybody makes mistakes. Sometimes you shoot a video a dozen times and edit it, do a lot of things before you actually see the final product. So we're gonna go like this. Pull this out here as tight as we can. Drop that on there. Push this onto it. And there it is. Now we just have to cut it. Just make sure it really is stuck down there good. You want to clean these edges. I did all of that. It's kind of boring to make a video. I just make sure that all of this stuff is nice and clean so things will stick and it doesn't, all the dust and whatever might be on there gets caught up in the glue. And then we cut it. Start by cutting away from it so we have a clean place to start instead of the edge. And you can just go along like that. And that's done. Is that part of it? Now, try to put this together in such a way as it doesn't get all dirty and messed up. All right, put that over there. So that's what it looks like before you heat it up. Now, heating it up, this particular heater has temperature settings on it, but even that is relative to the temperature settings are right there. But there's no, I wouldn't say there's one temperature setting that's best. It's really your temperature. It might come out of here at whatever temperature says there, but it's only going to be the temperature it is by the time it reaches the plastic. Somebody might hold it out here. Someone else might hold it closer. If you're going to hold it really close, you're going to want it on a lower temperature. If you're the kind of person, depends upon how you do things, you can put it up really high if you're going to hold it far away. And things might go wrong. I pop these from time to time myself, as you might have seen in my other videos. So I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to try and do it so you can see what's happening as it goes. Sometimes you got to play with the temperature setting at first. And take a look at it, see the lines in it and the wrinkles. You could technically use it like this, but then you'd be looking through all that blurry stuff. And that's not really very pleasant. Bad enough it's dark in the winter and you don't get enough sunlight. You don't need to have your vision screwed up too. Oop, did I say that out loud? So I've got this set on 750. And for me, that seems to be working pretty well right now. See how sometimes the light makes it hard to see. You see how it's tightening up the plastic? Just take your time. You can always come back to a place if it doesn't come out perfect. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's really up to you. At an angle, because even in here with the light you can't always see the wrinkles. There's some right there. Just don't hold the heat gun still in any one place for very long. Yeah, I got a couple of little lines across the middle. You might not be able to see them on the camera. Now the end of this is hot. If you put it down, a hair dryer probably wouldn't be, but this has a metal end. So when you put it down, either you make a holder for it, it comes with one, but it doesn't work so good. Just make sure the metal hangs over the edge so it doesn't burn the wood. And there you have it. See how easy that is? And one thing sometimes happens, you can see it now. I had some pegs made up for it, I'm gonna make some more. See how, hopefully you can see it, it bent the frame, the metal, it's got a little curve in it. Might not be able to see it, but the plastic pulls the tape tight and it pulls in on it. So what you have to do, I mean, I'm fortunate. I have a whole wood shop here, and I have scraps of wood everywhere. You have to make a mullion for it to go in here, and cut that. Measure the ends, because this dimension here didn't change. So just for laughs, we'll see how much this one changed. This one is 18 9/16, and in the middle, it's not bad. Looks like it's 18.5, so it only shrunk by a 16th. So probably doesn't have to have a mullion strip in it, but I think I'm going to make one anyway because I like the edge to seal really tight. And that's one more way you cut down on the air infiltration inside the house. And in the winter, on a sunny day, if this is facing south, you'll actually go to that window, and this screen and this frame will get hot from the sun and radiate heat into the house. So you're cutting down on the air infiltration coming in through the windows, especially old windows like I have. And at the same time, the radiation can't get back out of the house because of this layer on here, and you get the radiation from the metal too. It works really well, and it doesn't, look what did that take us? Maybe 10 minutes. Well worth doing.